materials like discards, waste products, surplus. So yun. I will have examples shown later because it's hard to describe it. The images will help. I do like spaceships by the beach.
Like
I do large scale
installations,
immersive spaces. I do wearable pieces that people can perform in, and they activate these art installations as well. Yun. So it's yun. I don't do favorites. I try to expand.
I don't mean favorites. I mean, where do you usually go to? It doesn't have to be your favorite, but where do you do your most work?
Most work.
Doesn't have to be a favorite.
Most work. Since I was inspired by production design and world building in the start, I've had to learn to like do product design, do every little thing about creating the design, the language of the world, from the set, the spaces, the costumes, the product design, etc. So that's that's part of it. Like I dip into every little bit of them because the intention is to create kind of like a world. Yeah. So I guess that's it. That's the whole thing. More of that. Like the project that we have now in La Union, we built like a spaceship by the shore. So it has to deal with like community building, public art, integrating the community to participate in the art experience.
Spaceship by...
Yes, so sige, I'll show you because it's hard to describe.
I know, that's why.
Sorry.
You're trying so hard to describe it because it's just on the video, right?
Yeah, it's this one. It's by the shore.
Oh, nice.
It's a giant thing.
Yes.
It was funded by the Burning Man.
Oh, I was gonna say
Festival.
Burning Man. I was gonna say the Burning
Yeah,
Man. Have you taken part in the Burning Man?
Yes, this was supposed to be built in Burning Man
Wow.
in 2020, but that's when the pandemic hit. So 2 years they couldn't do a physical festival.
You're talking about the Burning Man, the original
in
Burning
Nevada.
Man in Nevada,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. So
Are you the first Filipino? Or there were several Filipinos who participated in the Burning Man.
I haven't asked actually, but yeah, I didn't look into it yet. But yes,
Wow,
so
nice.
this was supposed to be built there, but because of the pandemic, they allowed us to build it anywhere we wanted. So we decided, I think it's better to build it in the community in San Juan, where I've recently moved, and where people can have access to such kind of artistic, creative displays na gano'n na otherwise they wouldn't otherwise be able to experience, no? Na parang exclusive to like spaces like Burning Man in Nevada. Expanding so much because of the internet and globalization. We have so many different kinds of creatives who like are based in the Philippines but do work for Marvel, like it's Pixar, Netflix.
Animation, yeah.
So we don't hear about this because not as much, because it's not the mainstream form of entertainment.
There's no more dichotomy between a visual artist and a studio designer and
No, I think they're blurring those lines now. No, more. I think it's productive it's more productive that way. People have more. I guess it's a sensibility. It's the artistic and design sensibility you can apply to as many different applications or contexts as possible. Like me, I'm trained in the arts, but I've been invited to design for TV shows, local TV shows, for films, to design lighting. I've done fashion shows. So ganun, parang the more channels, the more the more chances of earning from these many different sources. You're not reliant on one market.
Our artists now from before, because before most artists did the art for art's sake. Now there's really an intention for them to, what am I going to show to the world, right? So there's a different sort of it comes from a different place now when you do at least some artists, because they have this intention to perform, to showcase it to the world because they need to post it, as opposed to doing art for art's sake. How do you think is the difference now?
I think that's fine. I think there are many different ways to engage in an artistic practice, from the highly commercial to the strictly charitable and personal, and those are all valid, I guess. If it you engage in what interests you. So I guess I hope through this talk I'm able to present an alternative to the other things, the more dominant forms that people are aware of. Like before when I was practicing as a student, there was people didn't know what installation art was. There was no language for it yet. It was kind of restricted to events or like commercial, brand activations, So that's nauna yun eh. And then the language caught on, and people got more and more comfortable with the language of installation art as a way to activate.
So is art better now because of social media, or worse, or just the same? What?
Social media is a tool like anything. It's the systems that drive these platforms. Like if Facebook is profit driven, then it'll maximize the system to make people earn more profit. But it's a tool like anything else. Yeah, I won't blame the technology. It's really how you use it.
Speaking of technology, sir, just a few days ago, there was a art released on social media, on Instagram, created by an AI.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about AI creating visceral, compelling, and thought-provoking art?
Well, I won't say I'm an expert, but I stick to my belief that technology is neutral. It's how we use it. It's the principles that guide these technologies. If the technology is designed in such a way that it exploits certain artists, then maybe it's time to question, there are issues about maybe like artists' works being fed into the algorithm or something without their permission or stuff like that.
But isn't that the way artists work anyway? Like that's how artists work, don't they? Absorb everything that they see and read, and they're influenced by everybody. So isn't that similar, but only on a larger scale if it's AI?
Sure, but yeah, like I said, it's tech. So like people were threatened when photography was invented. When the painters were threatened. Like what use would they have for painters now that they have tech that can easily replicate images? But we're still here, so
This is in relation to the AI question.
Well, I'm not an expert, so I don't think I am.
But how do you?
I'm kind of detached from that scene. I work with my hands. I deal with public art.
How do you, a human being, define art?
How would a human being
You,
define art?
human being,
Me.
Mr.
Well, art for me is the capacity to transform, and is a way of responding to the world. It's how I respond to the world. It's how I am able to contribute. It's my means for further educating myself and being able to collaborate with different specialists through my work. Like it's led me to do work in public spaces, to collaborate with farmers, to collaborate with urban planners. So it's a fluid concept for me. It's not as
It's not fixed. It's not crystallized. So.
Oh yes, we have the capacity to transform the definition of art to accommodate our current concerns about the world today.
So is AR art?
AI art. I'm not particularly interested in the topic actually, because like I said, it's tech like any other. I'm not engaged in it. I don't practice in AI art. I haven't tried it, so I'm not sure if
You have no feelings for